Welcome back. Singapore's Sunday's riot has continued to spark serious debates on the condition of the foreign workers living in the country. According to recent data, about a quarter of Singapore's 5.4 million residents are foreign workers. According to experts, the personal well-being and emotions of the workers in the city-state need more care and can never be overlooked. Despite the riots, one of the worst for the country, government officials urge locals to not use hateful comments and instead treat foreign workers better. As for what should be learned from the recent riot in Singapore, Singaporean experts said the personal well-being and emotions of foreign workers in Singapore need more care and can never be overlooked.
No, I think there needs to be a continued process of education at every level. I mean, back from when the worker is in their home country, they have to be told and informed what Singapore is like, that the system is very different from how it was back there. The way problems are resolved are not the same way.
A riot involving some 400 South Asian workers broke out on Sunday evening after a worker from India was knocked down in a fatal traffic accident at Little India. The police said they fired not even a single shot in handling the incident. 27 perpetrators, most of them Indians, have been arrested. A committee of inquiry has been set up to investigate the cause of the riot to help officials learn on how to improve the condition on foreign workers' administration. The police has set up a webpage on its official website to collect any details of the riot. We're now back for our last segment of the interview. I'm going to go with Ibrahim. Do you agree with your government's reaction that instead of just fully blaming the perpetrators, you're actually looking into your system that maybe needed fixing?
Yeah, I think for Singaporeans, we need to treat our foreign workers better. Some, might hate them because they took away the jobs and stuff like that. But to me, we are all human beings, and when we treat foreign workers better, then we can actually communicate better, have a better living standards in Singapore. Everyone is happy, they are happy to work here, and they are also boosting our economy in some way or another. So I think that is very important. Yeah.
I'm going to again point out the elephant in the room. There's the locals and then the foreign workers. And is there a caste system in Singapore that you do not want to admit?
I don't think it's a caste system per se. I think it would be more of a minor segregation.
What is the segregation?
You've got your migrant workers who can afford normal accommodations in Singapore. They live in their own designated areas.
Dormitories normally.
Exactly. And you don't see these dormitories near housing estates in Singapore. So that's a bit of we don't talk to each other in that sense. Because we rarely see each other. They're usually there at the accommodations area and then they go to work.
And what about, so according to you, what in the system needs fixing then?
What needs fixing? Yes. I think stress was one of the major issues that caused this. I think it was a boiling pot, something waited to happen. And what needs to be fixed?
I think training as well. Training before they come here. Look, because recently, in order for Singapore to maintain its competitiveness amongst the neighbours like Malaysia, Indonesia, and so on and so forth, we have to be more productive, and we need more of these foreign workers, in fact, to build more land, to help with the construction, which Singaporeans like us would actually, honestly, we would not be, willing to work in that kind of department, industry. So we do need them. So we need to implement training workshops or something before they get here.
I'm going to add on something also. I think they should be comfortable working here. It's more as in Singapore.
Obviously, because I think Singapore, the foreign workers has to be comfortable, because we always practice this racial harmony thing in Singapore. So we always treat each other as one. See? No matter what race, where you're from, we are always together as one.
That's so wonderful. And while that's wonderful, I'm going to ask you a very awkward question. Leaving the system aside, how about the local Singaporeans? According to yourselves, is there any mistreatment or unfairness that you see as evident between the locals, the way they treat the foreign workers?
This is a very, very,
you
very
can't say
good
no because
question.
racism exists.
Well, To a certain extent, to what we've been saying earlier, yeah, we do feel like it's like someone coming to your house in a way and keep coming there and keep, you have that.
Not enough food?
Yeah, well, we have plenty of food there.
Yes.
I don't think there's a hatred towards them. It's just an inconvenience, perhaps to a certain extent, very slight extent, that we have too much of them in our small country. Bear in mind, Singapore is just one small red dot in the world.
I think you mentioned 1/4, right?
A quarter
Yeah,
out of
right.
5.4 million.
It's more on the fact that we as Singaporeans has again like a certain way of life, and I think migrant workers, they come here, they brought their way of life from India, from their
Which is
country.
not a Singaporean way.
Exactly, and it's just about getting used to it. For us, this issue has been recent. I think it's been building up, but no one really talked about it. I think we need to get used to.
And also, we as Singaporeans, we realize one thing is that we might have this inconvenience with these foreign workers, but we do know that we need them.
Yeah.
True.
We need them.
to
Obviously, we
progress.
need them. Yeah.
So it's a love-hate relationship.
Definitely more love.
More love.
More love.
That's for sure.
And if there's anything that you would like to convey to Singapore, the Singaporean government, what would it be?
The good job and keep
we are
up the
very
good
proud
work.
of them, and
I think be open with the inquiry.
Findings.
Yeah. Findings.
Yeah.
Be open. We want
Transparency
to
is
know. I think
key.
we can handle information.
Yeah. Well, Ashik, Ishan, and Ibrahim, I cannot thank you enough for
you.
coming here in our studio.
we are
Thank
more
you
than
so
welcome.
much.
Thank
Will
you
not
for
be the
inviting
last
us.
time for sure.
Thank
You'll be a regular here. Yes. And thank you so much. And that concludes our tonight's edition. I'm Amelia Yahya.